Thank you all very much. What an amazing program, Mike. Just thank you for your friendship. And you weren't going to let me not be here. Mike called about 100 times to make sure I showed up for this. And it's a true blessing. This is what a beautiful school, wonderful leadership, amazing students, amazing musicians leading this. As someone that, as you heard, spent 26 years on a public school board, it should be admired or say this guy's an idiot. Yeah. I don't know what he was, but give them a round of applause. This is amazing. As someone who leads Covenant United Methodist Church, one of our members, Michelle, Miguel Edghill is here, and others, and as a pastor and an educator, I love the mix that you're doing here, to celebrate Dr. King. And before I get in, I won't talk too much about it, but my dad did march arm in arm with Dr. King in 1965 for a march to integrate the Boston public schools. Yes, the marches were around the country. My dad was in Selma, I was in the March on Washington, and I grew up around that. I grew up, and so this time, and today in particular, I teared up a little bit, I'll be very, very honest. We began, Governor-elect Cheryl and I began the day at Rutgers Chapel for a faith service to kick off our inauguration weekend. And people from across, from all major faiths, people from across the entire state, and I know my dad would have been so happy to be there. So, and my mom was an educator for 50 years. And so it's been an emotional day. This program my dad would absolutely love as well. Just love the music, love the spirituals. And so it's truly a blessing. It's really a blessing, a blessing from God that you are here and you're doing what you're doing. So this is the 57th annual evening of song and celebration. 57 years is incredible. Honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That is just extraordinary. But tonight we see a community at its best. We see students, we see teachers, we see musicians, families, and faith leaders coming together in a powerful expression of love and purpose. To Superintendent Diane Pedroza, Principal Dennis Adams, and all the directors and performers, thank you for your dedication and for creating a space where excellence thrives. The superintendent, the board members that are here, the mayor is here. This is just extraordinary that you're all coming out. And thank you to the Manchester Township Middle School Chorus, the High School Chorus, the Gospel Chorus, and all participants whose gifts elevate our spirits tonight, and it will continue. Give them a round of applause. When we speak of Dr. King, we often remember the dream. We remember the voice, the vision, and the moment at the Lincoln Memorial. But Dr. King was much more than just one speech. He was not just a dreamer, he was a disciplined organizer. He was not just a preacher, he was a moral strategist. He was not just a symbol, he was a servant who gave everything to the struggle for justice. Dr. King faced daily threats, jail, cells, bombings, and betrayal. He endured harsh criticism from people who loved him and people who hated him. Yet he kept marching. He kept organizing. He kept believing. He kept loving. Not because the road was easy, but because the cause was necessary. And that is the Dr. King that we're honoring here tonight. Many of us know Selma, we know Birmingham, we know Washington, but fewer people know the story of Dr. King's work in Chicago. Yes, Chicago. In 1966, Dr. King marched in Marquette Park, confronting some of the most hostile crowds that he had seen. A rock struck him in the head, knocking him to the ground. Reporters rushed forward, expecting him to retreat and give up, but he stood up, brushing off the dust, and said, "I have never seen mobs as hostile as those I saw here today." And then he kept marching. That moment reveals the kind of courage Dr. King carried within him. He was not fueled by applause. He was propelled by conviction. It is easy to love justice when the crowds are cheering. But the real test is whether we keep marching when the crowd throws stones. Tonight is an evening of song, and that matters. Because music was one of the most powerful forces in the civil rights movement. Music steadied the fearful. Music united divided communities. Music strengthened tired spirits. Music carried the message when words alone could not. Freedom songs were not entertainment, they were fuel. Songs like Free at Last, Deep River, Let Freedom Ring, and The Blood Still Works in tonight's program, connecting generations of struggle and hope. So to the young performers here, when you sing tonight, you are participating in something very sacred. Your voices are echoes of those who sang for freedom long before you were born. You are the sound of resilience. You are the sound of hope. You are the sound of Dr. King's dream still alive. Dr. King often reminded us human progress is neither automatic or inevitable. Injustice does not vanish by itself. Equity does not blossom without effort. Peace does not bloom without planting. And so we must continue the work. Dr. King spoke of the fierce urgency of now. That urgency is still with us. We still see racial inequity. We still see economic divides. We still see schools struggling. We still see violence harming families. We still see division and distrust tearing at our national fabric. We also see a new generation rising, one filled with talent, one filled with creativity and courage. Tonight we see students singing, dancing, learning, and leading. And that is why I remain very, very hopeful. Hope isn't passive, hope is active. Hope rolls up its sleeves, hope steps into the work. Hope stands firm when the world tries to push back, and we're seeing a lot of that now. As I said, many of you know that my father, Reverend Dr. Gilbert H. Caldwell, marched with Dr. King and was shaped by the movement. He carried Dr. King's message in his heart every day until the end of his life. He taught me that faith must be lived out loud. He taught me that justice is not theoretical, justice is practical. He taught me that leadership is measured not by how many people serve you, but by how many people you serve. Those lessons shaped my life in ministry and education and now in government. As Lieutenant Governor-elect and Secretary of State designee and as pastor of Covenant United Methodist Church, I pledge to help build a New Jersey where every child has opportunity. Every family has stability, every community has support, and every person can flourish. I promise I will do everything I can to inspire our state to grow in faith, to work for justice, and to believe in a brighter future. Dr. King famously said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that." That is not poetry, that is instruction. That is not command. So I ask you tonight, will you be the fight? Will you be the light in your school? Will you be the light in your home? Will you be the light in your neighborhood? Will you be the light in a world that desperately needs healing? Because light is not passive, light pushes back in the dark. Light reveals truth. Light gives direction. Light brings hope. And you, yes, you can be that light. Tonight, as we listen to these incredible students, these gifted musicians, and these powerful choirs, let us remember Dr. King's dream did not die. Dr. King's message did not fade. It lives in each of us. It sings in each of us. It marches in each of us. It moves through each of us. So let freedom ring in our actions, not just our words. Let freedom ring in our schools, our streets, and our hearts. Let freedom ring in Manchester Township, across New Jersey, and throughout America. And may we leave this place not only inspired, but committed. Committed to justice. Committed to service. Committed to compassion. And committed to carrying Dr. King's legacy forward. Thank you all for all that you're doing now and will do. God bless you, and may the work continue.